When creating lines within sketch mode, to make sure that your geometrical and dimensional constraints are active. To be sure that they are activated, go into your sketch section and select geometric constraints, dimensional, and also automatic dimensional constraints. You can also check to make sure that your SmartPick is on by going to the Me icon, selecting Preferences, and under Mechanical and then Sketcher, move to Constraint, and notice here you have SmartPick. With all of those active, let's go ahead and create a line. There are a few ways to create lines. Using the Tools palette is one way, and to do that, notice how you have Start Point in the Tools palette. Place a value in the H, or horizontal, and select Tab to go to the vertical, and place a value there. Select Tab again, and notice now you move to the end point. Go ahead and place a value at the H, or horizontal, select Tab, and place now for the vertical another value, and then press Enter. Notice how your line is now defined and is also geometrically and dimensionally constrained. You can also select the line and simply select anywhere within the graphic window and drag that line outward and select another area within the graphic window to finish the line. When selecting the line again, and you can see here if I drag my cursor across it, and I can find the endpoint, a solid blue dot and a concentric circle around it is shown. Go ahead and click and then drag. I also can make this line perpendicular to the one I just created by simply moving it slowly until a perpendicular symbol appears. You can also create a parallel line to another line you created by doing the same thing. Notice how I move the line and I find that it is parallel at this point. Another way you can create a line off of another line is simply selecting a line, drag your cursor onto the next line, it'll highlight blue until you reach the midpoint. And when you reach the midpoint, notice here that again the center dot is filled and there's a concentric circle around it. Select and then drag and select anywhere you want then to finish the line. There are other ways to create lines within Sketch. To do so, go ahead and select the downward arrow and notice that a menu appears with several other different ways to create lines. Let's go ahead and select Infinite Line. Infinite Line has, again, a Tools palette, and it gives us options to create a horizontal, a vertical, or a line through 2 points. And simply what that is when we select one of these, it gives us an infinite horizontal line that we can place anywhere on our sketch. We can also select a bitangent line, and in creating a bitangent line, we'll need 2 elements to create it. Let's go ahead and select and create 2 circles. I'm going to select the bitangent, and I'm going to select the edge of our first and now on the edge of our second. And notice here how our line is created, and both lines are constrained through geometric tangency. If we select again, select the edge of the one element and the second one, and we can create it even in that angle, and that is bitangent line. Another line you can create within sketch mode is the bisecting line. And in order to do that, we need two existing lines that bisect each other. So let's go ahead and create two lines. And we'll go back down and select bisecting. I'm going to select the one line and then the other. And notice how it creates an infinite line that bisects the angle between the two lines. Yet another way we can create a line is line normal to curve. And in order to do so, let's go ahead and create a spline. And select line normal to curve. Now notice in our tools palette we have, if we select the curve, we can create a perpendicular line from it. We also can create a symmetrical extension of that same perpendicular line. But let's first create a perpendicular line, selecting the curve. No matter how I move my cursor with this option on, it will always be perpendicular to that curve. If I select it and toggle it off and select the line, notice here I can move it anywhere I want and it's still connected to the line. The perpendicular is on, and if I want to make it symmetrical, the line will extend on both sides equally.